Welcome, information security friends. We're back again here at the Allen's InfoSec Agency with your host Marwin. And today we're gonna touch on a question that I get a lot in the cybersecurity industry from a lot of my colleagues, friends, and coworkers. Like, what certification is right for you? And especially for a lot of us just up and coming that are novices, intermediate into the cybersecurity world, or about to leave college or have left college with a 2 or 4 year degree, and you may not have a lot of certifications, and you're trying to say, okay, I want to start getting more certifications. What certifications are right for me? Or I'm at this stage in my career, what certification should I take next, right? So this is the basic guideline, a basic guideline of how you can mind map and decide for yourself what certification is right. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we're going to go over a couple of bullet points, right? So when I'm deciding what certification is right for me, one of the things that I looked at is the certification in demand, right? Is it, like, for example, like cloud is something that's hot right now. So cloud is hot, the cloud technology, because of the of how it's designed, and a lot of companies are moving over to cloud, right? So whether it's the AWS cloud or Microsoft Azure cloud. So a lot of companies are going in that direction. And so companies want a lot more people to have a general understanding of cloud technology, how cloud works, and the benefits and pros and cons of the cloud system, right? So basically saying any certification that's cloud related is almost like number one priority right now. And it's probably going to be like that for at least the next 2 or 3 years. Cloud, right? Cloud certifications are number one priority at the moment, right? At least based on my experience and research and what I've been seeing. All right. Now, secondly, touching on, is it in demand? Is it in demand? It's just really touching on or focusing on what's the importance of this certification. Is it something that I'm going to be able to invest in? And once I invest into this and I acquire this certification, it's going to immediately help me to get a job opportunity. It's going to bump my resume or my portfolio up a notch above the competition, right? And it's going to be very attractive to recruiters. That's how we know if something is in demand or not. And that's just basic Google research, industry research, Google research. What are the top 5 certifications out there? What are the top 10? But also, is it in demand for your job role, right? I may work as an IT business analyst. It doesn't necessarily mean my priority as certifications are concerned is a cloud certification, because maybe I don't really need to know too much about cloud technology. And if I do, maybe I just need a fundamentals training or something like an on-demand training that I could pay for like 10 or 30 bucks online and get some on-demand training, or watch a couple YouTube videos and learn cloud fundamentals. But do I need to be certified in it for it to advance my career? So it's not just about getting what's in demand. It's getting what's in demand based on the direction of your career and where your career is going. What's in demand for me as a SOC analyst is going to be something different from someone that's working in the governance team or working in a forensics team. It's going to be different for each job role, whether it's a technical or non-technical job role. So keep that in mind. Cool. The second one that we're looking at is, will it increase my skills or salary? Of course, if you're taking something, is it going to dramatically change your skill sets where you're going to learn something? Or is it just beating a dead horse and learning the same thing over again that you don't need to learn all over again, right? It's knowledge that's going to be useless for you. If it's knowledge that's going to be useless for you or something that you would never use, then you're probably wasting your time, and you need to take something that you're able to use immediately, because if you're not using it right away, you're going to slowly forget it. And a lot of us know what I'm talking about. During college or certifications and boot camps, you studied and studied, passed these exams, got certifications, and then maybe a year later, 2 years later, we never really used this information. So take certifications that are going to improve your skills, and that you're going to be able to use those skills immediately, or at least in the near future, within the next 12 months within your career. So what else do we have here? Number 3, Is it on my career path? We talked about that when I was talking about, is it in demand? That making sure the certification is aligned with your career path and what you're trying to accomplish. The cost of it, right? The cost is something that's huge. Is it affordable? What are the different payment plans that are out there? Is it something that I can save towards and just kind of like look into the cost? Because some of these can get pretty pricey. I know certifications and exams that are a couple $100 and some that are $3,000 to $5,000, right, to be trained and certified in. Is it a technical or non-technical certification? One thing that changed my career a lot was that one of my professors in college, he told me, if you're going to get certifications, you want to get technical and non-technical certification. You want to get certifications that balance you out so that when recruiters are looking at your profile, your resume, your portfolio, you're not just a tech geeky that can just look at logs all day, but you actually know how to write processes, know how to write documents, know how to communicate well with teammates, you know how to manage incidents, know how to manage situations in the workplace, know how to manage projects, know how to be an effective team leader. Recruiters are looking for people that are well-rounded. They're not just looking for technical geekies that can stare at logs and analyze logs all day. There are a lot of those out there. But to be very competitive in the market, if I had to choose as a recruiter between someone that can just stare at logs and write scripts all day and someone that can stare at logs all day, write scripts, but also manage projects, write documents, write processes, know how to lead a team, know how to build a team, and have types of, various different types of project management and business management skills, I'm going to go with that person because that person to me has a longer future in the company. I not only can use them to do technical stuff, but I can also use them to do other things on a team that is also important in team development, right? So always think about that. And so what I did when I was in college, I had to get into a position where I had both sets of certs. So when I was getting my A+, Security Plus, Network Plus certifications, I got a Project Plus certifications, which taught me about project management, managing projects and managing incidents, managing, requirements, right, during the development process. So more of kind of like a business analyst, an IT business analyst type skill set. So I've learned that side of the business. And so by learning that side of the business and knowing about project requirements, change requests, and all that stuff that is in the business analyst and project management world, it also helps to buffer your profile up above the competition, and it's a lot more attractive. And I can't tell you how many times that I've gotten into interviews and they just overlook all the technical stuff that I had on my resume, and they just immediately went to, no, well, I see here you've done a lot of business analyst work, or you've done a lot of this, or you've written these documents, and they immediately went to project management, business analyst, team development, all of that. They just skipped all the technical stuff. And the reason is that they see all that technical stuff all day, every day, so it's nothing new to them. But when they see someone that has both skill sets, I have recruiters told me, interviewers told me, like directly on the call, they were like, yeah, it's rare that we see candidates that have both the hard technical skills and also the other skills to support that in order to, grow into the business and to be like a team lead or a manager. So definitely take that seriously. Again, a professor told me that it changed my career completely for the better. And I want to pass this information on to you. Now, the next thing for certifications, is it recognized by the industry? Don't go ahead and take some goofy certification that's not recognized by the industry, right? Now, in some cases, you can go and study and get certifications that are not recognized by the industry. Like maybe if you go to like Udemy, maybe like Coursera or LinkedIn Learning, you may get these on-demand trainings and they may not be widely recognized, but can you still use them on your resume? Yes, you can still use them on your resume. It's cool to always have the training, even though it's not a certificate that's widely recognized. It's still great training to have, and it still can be used on your resume. There are many times where I've been in a position where a manager would ask me, or someone on an interview, someone would say, hey, Marwin, are you certified in this? And I was like, no, I'm not certified in this, but I can speak on it. I can speak on the technology. I can speak on the process. I can speak on the system. Why? Because I did a course online. The course was a 20-hour course or a 3-day boot camp. And at the end of it, we got a certification for this. It's not widely recognized, but I understand it enough in order to get the job done. And they're like, perfect. That's all we want to know. You can always get certified in the future, right? But don't sleep on these smaller boot camps and on-demand trainings out here that you get that, again, they're not widely recognized, but they still help to boost your skill sets and boost your resume, right? But if you're going to invest money, a lot of money, we're not talking about $20, $30. If you're going to invest hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars, then get something that's recognized all across the country, all across the world, right? Availability of training resources. That one will come back to haunt you. A lot of these certifications out here that I've noticed that you have to do your research to see what type of training resources are there on the internet to help you to study for these courses. I've seen courses that I can't even find a book to help me to study for this course on Amazon. Not even a book, no cheat sheet materials, nothing. That means if I pay $1,000 or $2,000 on this website to do this certification, I'm on my own. There's nothing to help me. I can only go to this website, do all the training on that website, all the studying with that materials on that website, all the cheat sheets from that one website. I can't get anything from eBay. I can't get anything from Google. I can't get anything from Amazon. And it's because a lot of these certifications, because they're not common certifications that typically most people in cybersecurity get. There's not a huge amount of study resources for them, and you're pretty much on your own when you buy into that program. You can only get majority of the study resources directly from the place that you're purchasing the training from. So you wanna consider that. It's not like A+, Network Plus, Security Plus, CISA, like all of these other common type cyber certifications that if you type something in Google, millions of searches that are popping up that say, hey, yeah, you can get training here, you can get training here, you can get cheat sheets here, here are the answers to the exam that you're going to be taking tomorrow. Oh, you can go on Amazon, oh, get the complete study guide for, $35 because they're common certifications. But some are not so common. So do your research before you pull the trigger. Okay, let me see where I can find support and training material. Is it YouTube? Is it Udemy? Is it LinkedIn? Where can I find support in learning about this when I buy into the program before pulling the trigger? All right. And again, is it going to increase your salary? I never touched on that enough, but a lot of the times you can do some basic industry research to see, okay, if I take this certification, people within my range that are also certified in this, what are they making? And you'll see on Google, it would show you statistics like, okay, people with Security Plus or CISSP, they're typically making from here to here. If you're taking this certification, you're making from here to here. Again, these are most of the time wildly off. Like it's not super accurate, right? It would literally say, hey, if you take a CISSP, you're going to be making, you can make $150,000 a year. That doesn't mean that when you get that certification, you're going to go back to work and then start negotiating a salary and say, hey, well, I'm making $110,000 now. Can you bump me up $40,000 more because I just got a CISSP certification? It doesn't work like that. All it's saying is that people with these certifications, based on the studies that we've seen across the world, across the country, they are typically making around that. But it doesn't mean that when you get that certification, that's what you're going to be making. So that's one thing I've had to learn, because I was grabbing all these certifications and thinking that, well, every time I get the certification, I'm going to bump up an extra $30,000 in salary. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Most of these certifications are really there for one, making sure you can always land a job and stay competitive on the market. Two, making sure you are keeping up with technology trends and skill sets that you need to be successful in your career. And three, when it comes time for promotions or moving up to a next level, you have those certifications there to help you to move up to that next level. But it doesn't guarantee you to get a specific or set amount of money. So don't go into it saying that once I get this, this is what I'm going to be making next. No, it's going to look attractive on your resume, and recruiters are going to love to reach out to you, and it's going to put you in a position to get better job offers. But it doesn't guarantee you that if Google says, you know, a CISSP is going to have you making $250,000 a year, it doesn't guarantee you that your next job is going to be $250,000 a year. You can't go into the interview and say, well, Google said, you know, I should be making $250,000, right? It doesn't work like that. So tips, tricks, and gems that I've learned on how to make my decision and choosing what certification is right for me, right? And I'm going to create this into a mind map PDF document that you can download at the bottom of this video and use it, right? It's a free handout. I always have these free PDFs at the bottom of the video that you can click on and take advantage of, right? So like, click, share, subscribe. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.